It's something out of the Fahrenheit year. You know, when we're, because it sounds like, you know, Only Lonely and those kind of songs. So, and there wasn't a through line lyrically that I could really tie myself to. This sounds like trying to figure out who and what we were. Yeah. Post Runaway, you know, and Only Lonely would have been a better song. That's all. It was like, you know, you hear Only Lonely and you hear this, you go, oh. Surrender to what? You know what I mean? It's like a word. It's not a complete thought.
Yeah.
You know, so it would be something that I'm going to guess that sounds like it's Richie playing instead of it's just me, but it could be. Because he's not singing anything, so that could be just me.
I think it's just you.
Yeah.
And there's one more version of this.
Do I have to hear it?
Yes, you do.
No space at all.
Okay, let's go.
And now here's the band.
Yep. That's definitely Richie there.
Well, it's everybody here, Tico. Sure, after Runaway. Bow, bow. Yeah, this would be Fahrenheit. Yeah. Yeah, you could hear it was in the kind of batch of songs that were around the time of Only Lonely. Fahrenheit, it's a cross between Runaway and what would become Slippery a couple years later. Yeah, and that would be what was happening in music, you know, at the time, things like that.
So while we're here talking about...
Where are we?
7800.
Oh, we're here.
So, as you know, we're remixing that record. Because,
oh, well, that's good.
Because I know...
It's my favorite.
I know it.
All right, let's get it out there once and for all, okay? Why have I always given this record a hard time? Because you have your whole life to write your first record. And then you have a minute to write your second. We spent 9 or 10 months on the road with the first one. Runaway is now a top 40 hit single. And a record company and a manager want you to have another success. And so you rush and you try to appease everybody. And nobody was watching to say to a bunch of young guys, when it's right, we'll go. I don't think we honestly had 15 songs. I remember, you know, struggling to get the 10th song to record. And Lance, he was doing another record or two at the time. We had touring plans, and the whole thing was just too fast. Too fucking fast. You know, we were rushed into making a record. And at the end of the day, it sold twice as much as the first record.
Correct.
And in turn, you know, allowed us to make that third record. So there was never, you know, David will say, oh, we were going to get dumped by the label. That's not true, because we were now making money for the label. But we weren't becoming a headliner like our peer group, Rat, Motley Crue, Def Leppard. These other guys were doing a lot better. And Fahrenheit, you know, was a gold album in America, but it wasn't a platinum record. It wasn't, you know, that big. So it was a tough record, and we had to get the third one right.
Well, I will tell you, you know, I've spoken to thousands of our fans over 40 years.
Yeah.
A lot of people come up and go, I love that record.
I'm happy that they like it.
Yeah.
I mean, it allowed me to make a third record.
Right.
And an 18th record. You know, it's true.
And I understand when you say, you've been honest about, like, this is not my favorite child.
Correct.
But there's something about that record, and remixing it, making it a little more contemporary, I think is going to be a big deal for the fans.
I appreciate the fans. Tokyo Road it stands up.
Yeah.
Only Lonely's not bad. None of them are bad songs. I just felt the whole moment in time having to carry the masters home at night for fear of the record company, coming after us, and my getting sued and all that kind of. Just there was a lot of pressure on a young kid. I was 22 years old, and we were trying to figure it out. It wasn't easy.
Well, I think you're going to be happy with the outcome of what we're.
Can we do
doing
another
this.
album cover now?
Yeah, that would be.
Can we do a better back of the album cover where David doesn't have his eyes closed? Can we do a better album title where some fucking marketing guy that the record company hiring go, no, this is a great idea. Call the album 7,800 degrees Fahrenheit, the temperature that rock melts. Okay? Great. We were so green. We were so gullible. And we wanted to please. This was another part of the learning curve. So listen up. Any of you are strumming a guitar right now in your room, saying, yeah, well, he went on to sell 130 million albums and, you're you. That's correct. And you know why, kids? Because I just decided to take control and not listen to when the record company would tell you about a marketing guy coming to tell you the name of your album, or that this was the album cover and too bad because that's the picture, and wear these clothes and that's the video. All of that stuff, when we finally realized come the end of that second tour, we're not going to listen to anybody anymore. We're going to do what comes naturally and be who we are. That's when we became who we were. And that's the legacy that we'll leave. And that's when Slippery and New Jersey and Blaze of Glory and Keep the Faith and all the big records started. Because we finally realized that that's bullshit to be playing someone else's game. So Fahrenheit just, that was the problem for me. If that had ruined our careers, I could have been bitter. Because, you're really lucky to get a record deal. And if you get a record deal, you've got to be as good as the biggest band in the world the minute you put that record out. Because the people that are going to buy your record only have so much money to spend and time to dedicate to listening to it. So, damn.